So it seems like music is kind of intertwined with your religion, with your everything. How does that? Seems like it goes deep.
Yeah. I think music is a great way to go deep for anybody. Like, you can express so much through, like the same note played a variety of different ways can express, happiness or anger, just in, the type of instruments that's playing it, or, the intensity. So, yeah, I think it's a great way to gauge how people are feeling, really, by what they're listening to or the type of music they're making. So.
With your different moods, how would people know that you were in like a good mood or a bad mood from the music you were playing? What would it be?
It really depends on why I'm in a good or bad mood. I think more than just like the mood itself, because I could be like upset about something and just kind of like melancholy, I guess. And in that case, I would probably listen to something kind of slower and more acoustic sounding, like Bon Iver is a really good band. I like them when I'm kind of in a melancholy mood, because it's kind of melancholy music, but at the same time it's really hopeful to me. So like it helps lift me out of that mood. I guess that's how I use music more to deal with moods, is to try to alter what mood I'm in, to get myself into a better frame of mind.
So when you're in school, you're kind of like burying yourself in your work, but when you're in your music, you're kind of pulling yourself out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, I'm pretty guarded in most of my daily interactions, but yeah, music really pulls out who I think I really am at the bottom of it all. I don't know.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I really don't think these deep thoughts very often, so it's not really something I've ever articulated. But just like in my day-to-day life, I don't usually share, like what I'm feeling, what I'm going through. It's kind of I don't really want to burden other people with it. But then, like when I'm playing music, I can express exactly what mood I'm in, and that's what that song means to me, or that's what that chord means to me. But to somebody else, it can come across as completely different. So like even though I feel like I'm releasing a certain mood or a certain feeling or a certain energy, somebody else can be taking it in and experiencing something completely different than what I'm experiencing.
So with that, like huge, I guess you're like saying emotional release, what's been like the one time you can remember where you were just like so built up or so pent up, and then it was just like music and you're just like, oh, is there like a certain event in your life where you're just like held on to that? What was that like?
Could you explain a little more? I'm sorry, I'm not.
Just like, well, when you were just saying, like when you're feeling down or when you're trying to express something, like, has there been like a certain point where you've really been like, if I didn't have music, that would.
Is this like as far as like listening to music or making music?
Either one.
I was a couple years ago. I was working at a camp. It was a Christian camp. It was called Rockfish. It's up right outside of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And I was on the worship team, and we played every night for the kids. And about halfway through the summer, one of the singers introduced a song by an artist that's actually from Fort Mill, John Mark McMillan, a song called How He Loves, which was just like huge for me at the time, because it talks about like, he didn't write it as a worship song. He wrote it as a way of dealing with the death of his friend that he had known since they were children. And like that just provided a huge release, because I was dealing with a lot of stuff that summer, just like in my personal life, that I couldn't really completely deal with on a personal basis, because I had to be taking care of kids, basically every day. So we introduced that song and started playing that, once or twice a week. And just it starts out like really simple, but you really get to build it towards the end. And so it's just like this, complete like built up, like pent up stuff that I was dealing with, that I got to kind of release at the end of that song, every other night or every third night. So that was really cool for me. As far as like writing my own music, and I still listen to that song pretty often. Like it's still, really good at releasing that for me. But as far as like writing and stuff, really every song is different. Like there's some, like there's this one like kind of quieter, more introspective song that my band plays regularly that I wrote the music and lyrics to, that always kind of takes me back to this place where I was really struggling with what I believed and with who I was becoming as a person. That it still takes me back to that place every time. But then as far as just like straight like energy release, we have a couple songs that are super high energy, and just every time we play those, like they sound really dark. They're kind of like in minor keys, and so they're dark sounding songs. But at the same time, they make me really happy because it's a song that I had a part in making, and